Well, hello, everybody out there in Rotary land. This is Van Silliman coming in from the Jonesboro Rotary Club, which I have been a member since 1987. I wasn't a charter member, but I came in right after they formed the club. My sponsor was a fellow named Jim Schuyler, and at one time, Jim, we call Larry Mr. Rotary now, but Jim was the Mr. Rotary. And when I joined Rotary, it was a little bit different than what it is today. We had classifications, and there was only one professional per classification, and we didn't have any females in the club at all. Later on, we opened up the classifications, and when I was approached at having another printer in the club, knowing the person that it was, I said absolutely, positively. David Spivey would make a great asset, and look at what a great asset he has become to the Rotary Club and the Rotary all over the world. Been a pretty faithful follower of Rotary, try to do most of the projects that come up. I've been to district conference one time. If you ever get a chance to go to district conference, make sure you go. It's a life-changing opportunity for you. Try to go. It'll really broaden your insight into Rotary and what Rotary does in our community and the world. Held many positions in Rotary over the years. My favorite one has been the Sergeant at Arms position, which I kind of took over because I didn't think the Sergeant at Arms was engaging enough. And when I first joined Rotary, we had a fella in there, and his name was Bill Perry. And I model myself after his ability to make people laugh and follow the Rotary Club and have fun at the weekly meetings. Great mentor to me. Seen a lot of things happen over the years. Of course, I told you about the classification opening up, and also with women entering into Rotary. I think it's a wonderful opportunity for women. I think the women bring a whole lot to the club. Actually, they're pretty easy on the eyes, so that helps out a whole lot. But they really got a lot of skills that we really need in the club, and I'm glad to have females in the club at this time. Let's see here. Have enjoyed many programs, many great programs that I'm proud to say that I saw it at Rotary firsthand. I've seen a lot of my Rotary friends come and go. There's still some that are still with us. Charter members like my friend Robert Gillen. What a great guy he is. He's the charter member in our club. He's probably got about as many meetings in as I do. I try to pride myself in perfect attendance. I figure every day I try to go out to lunch, eat lunch somewhere. So on Thursday, I try to budget my time out to go to Rotary on Thursday at the Flame Steakhouse, which I've enjoyed many meals, especially the chicken. Thank you, Steve. Anyways, love Rotary. It's a great organization. We need some younger kids in there, younger people in there, younger members in there to kind of give us old guys some new life. We've got some great ones in there now, but like to see some more. If you know anybody that would you think would be a good candidate for Rotary for possibly replacing you and maybe your position that you hold, please invite them to Rotary. You don't know what they might be missing. That might be their thing to breaking out and helping out in this world that we need so much help in. So after 31 years of Jonesboro Rotary, I still love it to this day. Won't be there this Thursday, though. Going out of town. Thank you so much for all you do. Thank you for letting me be part of this fantastic club. Thank you. This is Van Silliman signing out. Peace.
And, no, that's enough, man.
One time, plenty.
Yeah.
Don't archive that
So-
sucker.
So that video, I think, really speaks, you know, he does some recruiting in there, obviously, but it really speaks to Rotarians and what Rotarians need to do. Man, thanks. Good.
Let's give Terry a big round of applause, because it wouldn't have been that good without Terry's help.
Well, I would imagine the chicken got added and edited.
The man had him in the back.
Would that be right, Terry? 'Cause
Got a couple props
you didn't
in
get
there.
him to dress up like that.
No, I was on the computer. I was on the computer, I was trying to find some chicken, you know, like farm chicken.
Yeah.
Anyway, the chicken came up, so I thought
That's
that
7-7. You got the right one.
Well,
it was so good.
well done, and we need, Terry, again, we need at the end of each one of these videos, if we can edit, that little slide that says, come, you know, welcome to Rotary, you're invited to come on Thursday. I sent it to you, but, yeah, we need to stick it in there. I didn't ring the bell yet, but I shall do that right now. We are officially called to order. You'll probably notice something. I was president last year, and I'm only a facilitator this year. As we start our new year, what we're doing is a little old business that we needed to cover before Tommy inducts our new officers, or our officers for this year. And we appreciate it that you come, Tommy. And David, with his position as Assistant District Governor, would normally be up here as well with the induction, but he can't jump back and forth because he's also our foundation chair. So he's going to be on that side while Tommy does all the induction. Let's start with our invocation. This is a special one, folks, because Daniel Simmons is the new president of the Sanford Rotary. And he's done 1 or 2 meetings so far,
Yeah, see,
and he's fed up with it. And he decided to come over to our side. And Daniel, can we ask you, as we'll make you an honorary, we'll do whatever we can to keep you coming. Would you do our invocation, our Rotary prayer?
sure I will. Let's please stand for the invocation. And I assume everybody either has it memorized or you have it on the card. Open our eyes that we may see. Open our ears that we may hear. Touch our hearts that we may love. Clear our minds that we may think. Strengthen our hands that we may work. Amen.
Amen.
Well done, Daniel. If you care to come every Thursday, we'd love to have you do the invitations for us. Kind of a carryover piece of business, but what a terrific article this week about Carolyn. And we invited Carolyn to come to the meeting today, and because, you know, she's done so much for our community over 28 years, is it?
Yep.
She's led the coalition. And I had the privilege of serving as her president for several years for the coalition. And I worked with a lot of nonprofits, and I don't know anybody that worked any harder than she did. And she does, and anything she gets involved with, you're going to get 100% plus from Carolyn. So I really appreciated the time. We got really close in the time I was on that board and the time I served as president of the board. And we took to Mexico. David and Carolyn and I went down there. So we did a lot together. And when I left as president, she told everybody that I was her basically her second husband without benefits. And I got a real big kick
I
out
don't
of it.
have benefits.
You know, that's on, David, that's on YouTube.
Yeah, right.
Well, anyway, she was invited this week to come so we could recognize her, and if she can come whenever she gets back. She's down at the beach with her sister
Yeah.
and enjoying a week. And for all the years of service to this community, she earned her vacation week, and apparently without David. Okay. And while we're talking about David, we owe so much to him because he's stepped up again to be Assistant District Governor of Area 10, which means he covers the 4 clubs of Sanford, Jonesboro, Cyber City, and Pittsburgh. It is a true Rotarian that will do that. I know Tommy looked for a long time for somebody to try to fill his position as he keeps moving along in the chairs and will, in not too long, be our district governor here. But you can't find any better than David to take it. And David, thank you. for what you did. The only other piece of old business is I know you're all on, you're online and looking at the district information, and we talked about the fact that our Piedmont Rotarian, the district newsletter, was going to have the article about John and his family is the Jonesboro First Family that we recognized a couple of weeks ago, and Yvonne did such a great job writing that article. How many people have seen it? How many people have gone to the Piedmont Rotarian?
John.
Okay, yeah. Well, folks, that was a test.
Yeah.
I do want you to take advantage of the Piedmont Rotarian. There's a lot of information in there, and so Christy Jones, who now is the editor since Margaret retired.
Christy Smith.
Sorry, yeah, excuse me, Christy Smith. Jones and Smith. Okay. When I talked to her, she had to assemble the articles for July. And when I talked to her, she said, I love the article you have with your first family. I would prefer that that be in the August edition, because July was something like 22 pages. It was long. And she said, I was afraid it was going to get lost. And unfortunately, yeah, I'm glad that she did that because it's going to be in the August, but you still have to go on the website to see it, and not enough people do. In fact, who was it? Was it one of our district governors had written, it was one of the ladies, had written an article for, that appears on the first page. And in about the 4th paragraph, he said, if you've read this, give me a call because there's like a $50 reward. She never got a call. And she was really disappointed, but she was trying to get the message across. We go to all this effort to try to share information, and it's got to be something that we reinforce on a regular basis. So with that, the program really for today is the induction of our officers and comments from our new President Morris. So Tommy, if I could ask you if we're ready to do that, could we do that? And would all the officers come?
Let me call them up.
Okay.
Yeah, got a full man here.
Yeah, and Jeremy Thomas is going to be an assistant, so I'm going to get membership.
You can call up here.
Okay.
So we can get those.
Yeah.
Thank you, Larry. Quickly piggyback on the Piedmont Rotarian. If you haven't seen it, Christy has redone it completely. And it
No.
is-
I spent 2 days writing that thing.
no,
She doesn't mean your article.
not the article, not the article. I'm talking about the whole magazine.
She's feisty.
Yeah, calm her down.
Just getting ready. Just getting ready.
Believe me, in this position, I've already heard it. Okay, so, no, it really is really colorful, and she did a wonderful job with it. And you really ought to look at go to the website and look at that. Utilize the website, the district website a lot. It has the calendar, it has a lot of information in it, and DACDB has been redone. It's more colorful. It's a lot, I think, a lot more user friendly than it used to be to go into. So do take advantage of that. I do want to thank you for the opportunity of being here today. My third meeting this week. I'll get the fourth one tonight, so we're good. Okay.
Mention Robbins.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I'll just piggyback. He wants me to. Tuesday had the great privilege of being in Robbins, North Carolina. Anybody know where Robbins is? They
I
chartered.
eventually found it.
Yeah, chartered it as a satellite club under the Carthage Club. The Carthage Club was floundering, and we were trying to figure out a way, so we finally talked them into looking at Robbins, and through Larry's efforts and Kathy Harmster and some of the other ones, they chartered 16 members under the satellite club in Robbins. They'll meeting in Robbins, I think, on Wednesdays at a restaurant there in town. And they're really excited. That's really good. We're seeing a lot of satellite clubs form and getting out. And the thing about satellite club, you don't have to have 20 members to charter. Now, when they do reach 20 members, they can charter. I do have the distinct privilege tonight to be going to Mebane, North Carolina. We're chartering that club, and I think we're chartering 22 members there tonight. So that started over a year and a half ago, and I went up for the first initial meeting on that to help get that club started. So that is big events for our district. Our district, and for Rotary as a whole. We need people active. We need people active, and the way to get them active is get them involved, and if it takes satellite clubs or whatever. And kudos to you guys for taking on the Rotary Club at the community college. That's going to be a big boost for Rotary, because they go from Rotary into Rotary. As you may not have heard, I don't know if you've heard, but I heard it when I went to International in Toronto, that Barry Rass's goal this year is to double the number of Rotary clubs in the world. And some countries, and I met one, I forgot where it was, Thailand I believe it was, or India. India's got a Rotary club that has 500 members in it. So the youth are really excited about Rotary and about what they're doing. So I look forward to that. And Patrick, thank you for helping with that, and all the other ones that helped with getting that started up. So let's get down to installing your new officers. I want to thank you for inviting me to install these officers of this outstanding club. Always looked at this kind of like a second home to me. Of course, I'm thankful to the Sanford Club, of course, but we're all in the same boat. Today, we're going to celebrate the past and the future of the Rotary Club of Jonesboro. That future is in capable hands as we work together to be the inspiration. Incoming Rotarian Rotary International President Barry Rassin has selected Be the Inspiration as the theme of his presidency year. And I want to piggyback on something what Van said in his presentation. If you haven't been to a district conference, you need to go. If you've never been to an international conference, you need to go. Just wonderful, wonderful experience to be able to go and to meet people and hear some great speakers, to be with Rotarians from all over the world. So next year is in Germany. But I'm going to personally invite everyone to start saving you money, because the year after that is when my year as district governor will be, and it'll be in Hawaii. So, and I will tell you, they're going to have to limit the number of people who go to Hawaii. So when it opens up registration, open up. I was in Toronto. They opened up registration while we were up there for Germany, and most of the hotels booked up within 2 hours.
What part of Hawaii?
Honolulu.
Okay.
So it's going to be a big event.
A lot.
So, enough about that. But Barry Rasmus, be the inspiration as the theme for his present year. This year we will work toward feeding the hungry with the through the Rush program, and of course continue to fight to eradicate polio, which right now polio, there's 11 cases in the world. And we're that close. We hope it'll be gone soon. Our world has a vast array of problems: starvation, unsafe water, lack of sanitation, lack of education, poverty, lack of access to medical care, and one that's a growing concern in this world is human trafficking. Many people would say the problems are overwhelming and do nothing, but not Rotary. Look what Rotary has done with helping to eradicate polio from the earth. How many lives have we as Rotarians touched and will continue to touch in the future? Together, we will continue to make a difference by giving our time, money, resources, and all that we can to help our fellow mankind. As Rotarians, we know that we can't solve all the world's problems, but we can make the world a better place. Now, it gives me great pleasure to install your new president for the 2018-2019 year, and I'm going to ask Morris McLean if he please come up front. And Morris, if you'll stand right here. Now, I want to congratulate you on being selected as president of this fine club and for the year of 2018-2019. Now, your club has shown great faith in your abilities, and the responsibility that you're assuming is an important one. You will be the face and voice of the Rotary Club of Jonesboro in Lee County and the surrounding area. Now, I'm going to ask you a few questions, and I ask that you wait to respond after the questions have been asked. And will you please raise your right hand? Will you solemnly promise to support the Constitution of the Rotary International and the Constitution and bylaws of the Rotary Club of Jonesboro? Will you participate and support the programs of the Rotary Foundation? Will you promote the initiatives of Rotary International as voiced by Rotary President Barry Rassin? Will you encourage and support the programs of District 7690? Will you fulfill the responsibilities of the Office of President of Rotary? And will you live your life by the four-way test? If you will solemnly promise to do these things, please express this by saying, I will.
I will.
Fellow Rotarians, I'd like to present to you Morris McLean as your new president. Please join me in a round of applause for Morris. I ask him to stay up. And now I'm going to ask the other officer, Chris DeLambert is the president-elect. And Bill Stone, secretary. Treasurer Nash Atkins, is she here, right?
Yeah, she's training.
Okay. And I'm going to ask all the other directors. If you're a director this coming year in 2018, please come up and start a line over there.
Jeremy?
You should know if you're a director. If not, guess what, Larry? Let you know. Okay. Okay. Now I'm going to ask all of you a few questions. I ask that you wait to respond after all questions are asked. First, I'm going to ask everyone to raise their right hand, please. Okay. Will you solemnly promise to support the Constitution of Rotary International and the Constitution and bylaws of the Rotary Club of Jonesboro? Will you participate and support the programs of the Rotary Foundation? Will you promote the initiatives of Rotary International as voiced by Rotary President Barry Rassin? Will you encourage and support the programs of District 7690? Will you fulfill the responsibilities of your office to the best of your abilities? Will you live your life by the four-way test? If you will solemnly promise to do all these things, please express that by saying, I will.
I will.
Fellow Rotarians, my pleasure to present to you your office and directors for the year 2018-2019. Please join me in a round of applause for their service.
Thank you, Tommy.
Yes, sir.
Thank you. And now that the year is officially kicked off, one of the things that we're going to enjoy doing is bringing new members in. And that's one of the charges that Tommy and all the district officials that we work with have asked us to do. And so today, we were going to actually have 3 come in today. Mike is coming in, and Mike, can you come up, please? And Debbie Scott will come in next week along with Rick. I think both of them are involved with their kids and grandkids today. That's why they're not here. But they'll be installed as new members very shortly. And David, can you take the package for Mike? I think all this stuff's here.
Okay, it's my pleasure to introduce our newest Jonesboro Rotarian and also my son-in-law, Michael Steck. Mike goes by Mike. Very proud of him. He has helped provided 2 granddaughters for me. He is also the owner of Camelback Brewing Company, which will be opening 2 weeks from yesterday. So looking forward to his lifelong dream of having a job in something that he loves, which all of us, that's what you strive to do, but he is seeing his dream come true. And it's been a dream for about 6 or 7 years now. It's been a lot of hard work and a lot of preparation, in getting ready for that. So first thing I want to do, I'm going to free up one of my hands. So I'm going to give you a hat and a Rotary t-shirt. On that t-shirt it says Rotary at Work. So from time to time we have a service project and we'll be boxing knapsacks for backpack towels, that kind of thing. So whenever we have a club function like that, we all try to wear t-shirts. So hang on to those and have your membership certificate. So you can stick that in your office, display it with pride. And on this pocket folder here, you have your Rotary pin. Also information, a little bit more detailed information on the club, what we do, about what Rotary is. You'll learn a lot, and I'm sure you know a lot already because association with me, so you're no stranger to Rotary by any means. But this is your name badge. It's a magnetic name badge. It will be in the box back there on the table in front of Bill, and I think you probably have a number assigned to it. If not, he will assign a number, so you just come in every meeting and you know where to pick up your badge at based on what number it is. So anyway, let's give Mike a hand. And you'll just take a few seconds and tell a little bit about yourself and where you went to school and all that kind of stuff.
Thank you for having me in your club, and I hope to make a real positive, be a positive asset to the community through Rotary and through my business. It's kind of something that I've learned from my father-in-law is, service above yourself, and every little bit helps. I was working for the city of Durham in the engineering department for 3 years, and I'll hear David and Chad talk a lot about Rotary and a lot of the great people that are in this club, and it got me real interested in wanting to be a part, but because of my commute, it was unfeasible for me to do so, and I think that was one of the main things of getting back and getting a business started in town and being localized every single day was to be a part of organizations like this. And we have been, my wife and I grew up in Sanford, and we're happy to get back after being in school at East Carolina, and I went to grad school at NC State, and kind of slowly coming back this way, and kids and family certainly helped us realize that we want to get back to where our roots are planted, and try to every day do something positive, and use our resources to help people lend a hand and reach out. And I feel like through this club and the people here would hope to be a good partner to that. Thank you for having
Morris, can you get in there, please?
Sure. Get the new prez in there.
Yeah.
Nice.
Got it.
We are coming as a club. Obviously, everybody knows that one meeting a month, we take a social opportunity or a service opportunity. And Jim, that's August. Jim's our chair for the social opportunity on August 21st with Mike in Camelback.
Yes,
And
the third Thursday in August.
as a matter of fact, Jim is almost part of the family for a number of reasons. His love for the liquid is one of them. And he was invited to the soft opening of the Camelback Brewery yesterday, and you didn't get a chance to be there because it was your birthday?
Pardon?
You got there.
Oh, yeah.
You got there. Was he okay?
I behaved myself.
I
drove him home.
Because of, and it was Jim's birthday as well.
Happy
birthday,
Jim!
Jim, if you'll contribute a couple dollars, we won't sing.
No.
Okay, now it's my distinct pleasure to step away from the podium, as unaccustomed as I am.
Just stepping away.
But I love this, to be able to turn, well, you know, there's some work involved in putting this job together, as Daniel knows, and he's been preparing for it for the year. So it's not just up here, it's almost every day you're doing something to prepare for your next Rotary meeting, so it's meaningful. So you do stuff that makes sense for the club and gets you moving in a positive direction. And so Morris, we look forward to your leadership in this next year, and could we ask you to come up and say a few words about your year?
Sure.
Our new president, everybody up for Morris.
Thank you. The last time I spoke to a group of people, my wife was there, and as usual, when it's over with, I said, well, honey, how did I do? And she said, you did great, but you missed several opportunities to sit down. So I'm going to take that to heart this year. If I get a chance to sit down, I'm going to. But we have a strong Rotary organization here, and I'm very proud to be part of it. In my opinion, we have a very active Rotary organization here. Membership is growing. Jim gave me a sheet today. We're in the black financially. I think we got some accountants out here, and that's and business operators, and that's always important. But I'm very impressed with that. We've had great leaders like Larry, and Larry, thank you for stepping in and filling in when Doug left to go to St. Louis, and you've done great for us. I thank you for all the guidance you've given me, and please don't go anywhere, because I'm gonna need some more of that guidance, I'm sure. But we've got a group of committed men and women here, and some real dedicated ones. I think about John and Yvonne, I think about David, many more. And so where do we go from here? Certainly, we don't want to lose any ground. We've been, I think the designation is Gold Club, you know, for a couple of years now, and we're going to strive to continue that outstanding record. Can we improve? In your businesses, we always say that we can, but it takes effort. It takes participation. It takes commitment. It takes saying yes, we're going to. Together we can improve. Together we can do more. Do what's needed. I've been reading a book. It's an older book called The Glorious Cause by Jeff Shiara, and it's on the American Revolution and George Washington. And of course, George Washington, as the leader of the Continental Army, he didn't have the resources, he didn't have the military establishment that the British did, but he knew the strengths and the weaknesses of his army, and he led that accordingly. And I think there's a great lesson in that for all of us there, as we recognize what we have and what we can do with it. We use that to the best of our ability and go forward. So I hope and I trust that this year you'll join me in commitment and join me in the belief, the Rotary belief of service above self. What a succinct way to say it, service above self. Are we willing to serve? We've heard him talk about the great needs that are out there, and if we can do just a small part, then we've certainly helped ourselves and our cause. But together, I want to grow and continue, and I think with that, it's time to sit down. I will talk in the next couple of weeks. I will talk with you briefly, I promise, about some goals that we want to participate in this coming year, and what we'll need to do to keep going. But with that, do you want to finish it out, if you will?
Well, only this. This is traditional that we pass the charter to the new president. And so, if you get an opportunity to visit Morris in his office, he's got a beautiful office building over there, but there are several walls that are available. And this will hang very nicely.
Thank you, Larry.
And congratulations, and thank you. You can close the meeting now.
Okay. We have any drawings? We're finished with pot of gold, so we don't get to turn the wheel and do any more. Van's got one, I believe.
We raised $62 today. Not bad.
Okay.
Of course, my old buddy there, Jeff, he could get up around 90 or 100. It has something to do with the stature or whatever, but $62, 31 to the winner, 31 to eradicate polio.
Tommy,
Former president.
let Tommy.
Right here. Oh, he's got it. I didn't get one today. I didn't get one today.
Okay. All right, Morris, you can do it. Yeah.
I missed getting one today.
Okay.
There you go.
All right, everybody. Here we go. The winning number is 7555.
Not me. Would that be David?
Oh, is that right? Too bad.
Oh,
All right, Ed. Way to go, buddy.
He leads the forward test.
congratulations, Ed, and with that, you get to lead us in the four-way test and the Pledge of Allegiance. Let's stand, please.
And Patrick, you notice what time it is?
Oh, really?
Before we start that, a special thanks to Tommy for being here today.
A four-way test of the things we think, say, or do. First,
is the truth, sincerely all concerned, will build goodwill and better friendships, will be beneficial to all concerned. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you.